Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Teresa E.
Thank you, Cornsey. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some bullshit, booze, and bullshit with a little baseball. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he manifested that, you drink. If My Sock Summer talks about the gym or calls us lazy, you drink. And if I talk music or have an awkward pause like I just did, you drink.
Drink.
And of course, you can make all of us drink for $1.08 or more. We prefer more. But,
Yes.
you know, $1.08 still works. But speaking of drinking, fellas.
It's legit.
What are you drinking? Beef Loaf, what are you drinking?
Oh, baby.
Man, getting those
I'm
hands
back to
together.
my roots. I'm drinking red wine today. I have a little
Lord.
Grenache from Carlisle. So a little different. Usually I would have the Turley out there. And I'm telling you what, Treasy, drinking in a full stem glass today. I'm feeling special today. It just
Fancy.
feels like we're final week of the season. Well, for us, it's because it's a funeral week for the Sox. It's the last weekend we're going to attend. It feels like the season's almost over for us. And so I'm just enjoying myself with a little red wine. It tastes delicious.
I want you hammered enough by the end of this that you're holding it by its bulbous head and drinking.
Let's get in there tight like that.
Yeah. Like you're trying to finish
Great.
it off.
Will do.
My Sock Summer, what are you drinking over there, buddy?
Well, you know, it's a fancy night. So again, we'll go with the fancy drink. So we got the EH,
yeah.
Colonel E.H. Taylor small batch, red label. And I'm rolling solo till Monday. So I got 2 kids and me, and then I got some help this weekend so I can still go and have some fun times. So I'm going to try not to get hammered tonight, which means I'm probably going to get hammered tonight. So I can fight through a hangover.
The
So
whiskey's
be
going to
okay.
get you.
We're going to be
Whiskey's
okay.
going to get you.
Luckily, I have no shrooms left, so we'll be okay. Chorizo, what are you drinking tonight?
You won't believe it. You will not believe it. I got the pilot project.
Yes.
The pilot project's back.
Drinking
we put
forever, my
those-
friend.
We put those in the coffin, for Saturday or what? We're going to do that?
The coffin is right outside of our screen right here. I've got it. It's ready.
It's ready to go.
The funeral is
Can't
happening.
wait.
It's
The
happening.
funeral is happening Saturday. I've got everything in place, except, and I guess I'll start with how I'm doing.
How are you doing
today? But the only problem is, I threw out my back on Sunday.
Yes. Yes.
So I had Beef and his family over to watch the Bears game, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set up another TV out here, so that we can have Red Zone on.
Yeah, which was
And
nice.
And the TV, no problem.
The
But
old CRT, huh?
The TV stand that I'm bringing out on,
Oh, boy.
it's not that heavy. It's just awkward.
Awkward,
And so I'm
yeah.
lugging it through my house, and I could have just asked Cornsey, hey, give me a hand with this. But I'm too proud to do some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like slugging it, and I'm carrying it like a fucking asshole, just trying to do it real quick. And like I was like, I put it down, and I was like, all right. And then I went and sat down, and I was like, no, that ain't good. And like you know when like the muscles just tighten up, and they're like, you know what, fuck you, you can't move around anymore. So it's like it's lingering now, right? And so I was at work today, and I was in an all-day meeting, right? Like, so from like 8:30 in the morning to like 5 p.m. I walk out of that motherfucker, and like the back's not in disrepair or anything, but like when it tightens up, it's like hard to walk and shit, right? Until it loosens up. So I walk out of work, I'm walking to my car, I'm like fucking Verbal Kint turning into Kaiser Soze. It's
Oh my
ridiculous.
God.
Like I come out of there, I'm just like barely fucking walking, and then like by the time I'm walking to my car, I'm like fine, and I can't imagine what people who watched that thought. Like, what is this guy doing a joke or something right now? Like it was fucking ridiculous. And so my question that I have for you guys is, how am I still alive?
It's some combination of the drugs and alcohol have just
Yeah.
like petrified you in a way, and so that you haven't been able to die. But Yeah, I don't know. And what's interesting, though, MSS, I got to tell you, because I just want to reinforce what a stubborn prick my brother is. I offered him on Sunday. Anytime you want to come over, I have a hot tub in my backyard. You get that back all loosened up. That's what it's perfect for. The jets and all that stuff. Half hour in there, baby, you'll be loose as a motherfucker, you know? Yeah, the sauna, it's a little different, though. I think the
sauna is
better. Is better.
The sauna is helpful. I've been using it.
Yeah, no, that's. I don't know, Treasy.
I
don't know how.
Over, Willie.
You're not a guy that has a lot of physical maladies. I'm not either. I think we just come from good stock that we're able to drink and all this shit, and usually we're totally fine.
Yes.
But watching you on Tuesday at the game, you just looked uncomfortable even in the seat. You were like an old man who couldn't really. And then when we went up the stairs to get the beers, I thought I was going to have to carry you. You looked at like the way you were walking. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to carry you. You were an injured deer up those stairs.
The first few steps out of the seat are the worst, right? And like so,
Exactly.
so like I got out of there, and I must have looked like Beef gave me 18 kidney punches as I got up. But by the time I'm up at the top of the stairs, like it's fine, it's loosened up, and I'm like walking over to get the beers. But Tuesday was probably the worst it got.
Have you been taking like a
heroin?
leave or ibuprofen or anything?
Well,
on the days you're not drinking like a fish?
I haven't needed it. I haven't needed it.
Those days
really.
exist.
I haven't needed it because like it's only like after I do this show for like 2 hours and I get up, it'll probably be like stiffened up and everything. But like in general, I have no pain. Like right now, I have zero back pain.
He just started this whole segment with how he's hurting so much, and I am walking.
I didn't say that.
That's like got no pain.
I did not say how I'm hurting so much.
He said he can't move. He said
I just said like after I get up from sitting for a long time, I can't walk.
But you
so
know,
this is what you should take some drugs to keep it loose.
No, MSS. This is what it is. You know, and like I told you, you could have come over for the hot tub or whatever. You know, bless my sister-in-law having to put up with this stubborn prick. Fucking take some Advil, take anything.
Exactly.
A lot of stuff would help with this. And you're so pig-headed, you won't do none of it. You do nothing. And then you're still in pain 4 days later.
My wife says the same thing to me. She's like, "Oh, my ankle's still hurting." Okay, did you take some ibuprofen? No. Why the fuck not? Well, then don't tell me that it hurts when the solution is in front of your face. Fucking do the solution. Okay?
MSS, I didn't tell you it hurts. I just told you I can't walk.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, hang on though.
Clearly,
Hopefully,
it's because you feel great. You can't walk because you feel great.
Yeah, no pain, but I can't move.
You're like my mom. My mom does the same thing too. All these people are very old, and she's like, "No, I'm totally okay. I can walk. Let's go walk to the corner." Nah, I probably shouldn't do that. My knee's been bothering me. Well, then you're not okay. Maybe we have to look into what okay is. Are you okay just sitting there not moving? Sure, okay, but that's not okay. I don't know.
Like sometimes you just can't do the thing, but like you're not in any like major physical pain. Think about our White Sox Dave. He can't grow hair, but his hair follicles are not in constant pain or anything. They just don't work.
No. But if you said to Dave, "Here is a pill to make hair grow on your head," he would take it. He wouldn't go,
I don't think so.
No, but
I don't think
what
so.
it is, he's avoiding the thing. MSS just to be technically right, because if he walked correctly, the shit would hurt. That's what it is. But he's got to walk like this to make sure it doesn't hurt, and that's why he can't walk. So he's getting around it. Oh, technically, I'm not in pain. Yes, if you put one foot in front of the other, you would be in pain, motherfucker. That's what I'm saying.
I'm smarter than that, though.
Yeah, see, there it is. I'm smarter than Advil. I'm smarter than all this stuff.
Beef, you of all people, fuck you, because you
number.
refuse to take any medicine for anything.
You're right, I don't. But if I have a physical malady, you know what I take? A lot of red wine, and then I get in the hot tub. That's the way I can relieve it. I'm not a drugs guy. I'm not a drugs guy. I like.
You're like, why would you take ibuprofen? And you're like, you know what? I just drink my pain away.
Hey.
Well, this is natural, Treasy. This is the natural
yeah.
Treasy.
Yeah, so's cocaine.
If I cut down a gummy for you to like a 5 meg and gave it to you, would you take that? Because that's just like taking ibuprofen.
I mean, if I got nothing else to do, but I got shit to do, my man.
Oh, I'm not gonna make you do it during the day. I'm
comments
talking at night,
are-
like tomorrow
comments
night when you like at the game. I'm gonna give you a little guy. I'm gonna give you a taste.
Comments are lit on fire, guys. Barry Bagadon says, should have called a paramedic. John Nava says, does Treasy need fix? You should have taken the Tussin. That's where we're screwing up here. You should have taken the Tussin. HBIC says, I heard Treasy had lunch with Shannon Sharp yesterday. That would explain the back pain. Fuck that TV. Mrs. Beef said, this is a sad story.
This is a very sad story.
And then Paul says, "Is that a Fred Sanford walk?" Yeah, not quite, but close. What I was
similar.
It was similar, almost like a Fred Sanford walk.
Hey, should we do
I
some
gotta
drinks
get these.
real quick?
Well, I was just gonna get these. Yeah, I was gonna. I got them lined up. I got them lined up, but you guys can't stop talking about my back. I don't know why. I didn't even bring it up. I didn't even bring it up. All right, I got John Nava says, "Cheers, fellas. It's been a while, and what the fuck just happened? I'm glad I'm back. Let's go. Cheers. Sorry,
what
John.
do you mean? What the
John.
fuck happened?
Appreciate
Is your back hurting again?
No, my screen flickered off, and I was like, I don't know what just happened.
His back made him blind.
Yeah.
I took too much of leave. Aloha, Mr. Ant says, "Cheers to our last weekend games. Cheers.
Cheers.
Mr. Hand, cheers, man.
That's a good tip. $9.99. I like that. I like that one. That's good. Got a good ring.
That's a good price, you know.
Schluss Poppy doesn't say anything, but I assume he was saying, I'm praying for your back
Love that
and your
dude.
cock. Thank you.
Love that dude. If he hadn't just bought all the merch that he just bought, I'd be yelling at him to buy a new shirt. So he hasn't done it yet.
Oh.
But he
Our
bought
guy
a lot.
CJ, he says, congrats to Barry Bag of Donuts in the 108 on being included in the New York Times. Remainder of message hidden behind paywall.
So
We're sorry about
apparently,
that. Nothing we can do.
On the desktop, though, it was free, right? Or no?
It was wide open on the desktop.
Yeah,
folks,
yeah. I was able to read it.
And then CJ, let me tell you too, if you have an iPhone, if you click those two little A's on the top of the screen, sometimes that works. So you click it and it goes to reader, it works.
reader,
I don't know why. Somebody showed me that and it was great. I wish it worked for porn sites, but it doesn't.
Our guy Chuck, he says, to a historic White Sox season. Since I'm a masochist, I just re-upped my 20 game for 2025. We'll see you there, Chuck.
All right, Chuck. Bless you.
You're part of the problem, according to one guy that has one follower on Twitter that we got tagged in today. That was great.
Rodog says, great interview on The Athletic today, Barry and dudes. Thank you, Rodog.
Thank you, Rodog.
Cheers.
Appreciate
You know what? I thought he was good at the quotes. Like, usually we'll put quotes out there and they don't use them. He captured that amazingly correct. And it was like, I appreciate if you're going to use my first and last name in an article that you quote me exactly correctly. Like,
He nailed it as a conversation, basically,
good.
which was really well done, in my opinion.
yeah, he did a good job.
That's the best thing anyone's from Cleveland's ever done.
Pretty much.
Our guy Terry's Peeps, he says, and let's note that he gave a tip of $6.70. Said, have a show, loaf, and summer. Cheers.
Thank you, Terry's Peeps.
We appreciate that.
Long-time guy, Terry's Peeps.
We know you, so
one
you
more.
are allowed to call me that.
We got Gar Ridge. He says, from the 108, always a positive EV play. Hell
You
yeah.
bet your ass, Garrett.
Cheers.
Appreciate you. Thanks for the book
Thank you.
recommendation, my friend.
Speaking of positive EV plays, I just get this out of the way while we're talking that beef. So I'm looking at this. Actually, you know what? Our guest is showing up, so I'm gonna skip that. Beef, how you doing tonight?
You know what? Real quick, guys. Just something shortly I wanted to get to. Todd from Lockdown Sox put a tweet out there, and he was asking. This was quote tweeting the article, and he says, "Who's the Han Solo from the 108?" He goes, "I'm going my Sox summer only because Beef rocks the hair that makes him look like Chewbacca, and Treasy is clearly Obi-Wan."
Wow.
And so I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've just seen the first few, so I know the characters and everything. But I got a question for my Sox summer.
Yeah.
Why do other people assume that because Treasy looks old that he is also wise? Can you answer that?
You know what? You know what though?
Yeah, I didn't interrupt you. Look, you had to get right in on it. Look.
Can I add on that though?
Yeah, go ahead.
Don't
Yeah.
hurt,
Is
and I'm
that-
very smart?
Is that they assume that I'm wise, but they don't choose the wisest Star Wars character. They're like, he's old and wise, but probably a little dumb like this guy too. Like there's like he can't be actually smart. There's still a caveat.
He's
But
not
yes.
quite Yoda, but he's.
I agree with you on that.
Yoda's the smartest one. Yes, that's right.
Just the wisest.
He's the wisest.
You know?
Yeah,
So
he's the
lived
wisest.
So
Usually, green guys with big ears are like that. So yeah, no, it's
allegedly.
I get that. I thought I got the Han Solo nod because I was white. That's what was the easiest one to give me. You know, they're like, of course, the brown furry guy has got to be Loaf. You know, and then Obi-Wan though is white, but you're right, he's old. So yeah, I get that. But yeah, it was weird. I was like, I don't know if I'm the weird guy sleeping with the buddy's sister. Maybe I am. You know, maybe he's right in that.
Man, it's more fitting than I thought. I didn't even think about it.
I mean, actually, it's kind of fitting.
MSS, you didn't know Beef back in the day, but I mean, like, he wasn't above that. So,
what the hell? Why am I catching strays? How dare you?
I kind of know who that's about. Even that's great.
you don't even know. You don't even know. I got a story for you this weekend, my man.
Oh, I thought I did though. All right, maybe not.
I am a bad guy. I'm bringing up bad memories.
You are a bad guy. That means was Obi-Wan a bad guy?
No. See, that's his lies.
That's why I'm making sure that people don't think I'm Obi-Wan. It's
You throw him off the set. But I thought that was pretty funny that he went.
It was funny.
You're clearly Obi-Wan. Clearly Obi-Wan.
But you know what?
I don't know. You're
but hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let's pull that back up because I didn't see that tweet originally.
Okay.
Man, you're so busy on Thursdays.
His back hurts.
We're catching mad shade.
Hurt.
We're catching mad shade from Greenberg in this at the bottom there. I introduced him to the Southside's Mos Eisley Cantina, Section 108. You've seen the first Star Wars, guys, right? You've seen it.
Yeah, it's all those goofy fucks.
Yeah, it's a fucking weirdo bar.
Yeah,
it's like when we walk into a bar, like me and my buddies walk into a bar, and there's like a bunch of fucked up people in there. Yeah. Like my buddy Vinny Baseball will go like, "Do we just walk into the Star Wars bar?" That's what he's calling our section, man.
Yeah,
well, no, I mean maybe not directly at us, but it's kind of
right.
And to be fair,
somebody was shot a few sections over, so there's some shooting. We don't know who shot first. We don't know what exactly happened. So there's a big debate going on in that too.
MSS, I'm gonna get to you later. We'll talk about shit later, but you pay some bills right now. Pay some bills right now.
Oh, we're gonna pay some bills right now.
Yeah. Pay some bills, then we'll get into it.
You know what? That's a great idea.
Pumpkin spices everywhere. Creamer, coffee, cookies, cake, cereal, cocoa mix, candles, and that's just the C's. But pumpkin spice shrimp? No way! You don't want to mess with the classics. Lawrence's has been frying up your favorite shrimp for nearly 75 years, avoiding all the trends. You can always count on Lawrence's to deliver the best fried foods in the city of Chicago. So stop by one of our 4 locations today or visit our website at chicagoshrimp.com to place an order for pickup or delivery. Come see why Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp have been serving up the seafood you crave since 1950.
It's a good read.
You guys ready?
It really is.
This is an MSS special because we got a guest coming on.
We do.
For the hot sauce seat. Here's the new hot sauce seat intro from MSS.
Be ready.
He literally did that just to make our friend shit his pants. Like I'm very much aware that he did that. But welcome to the show, Eddie.
Yes.
Barstool, Eddie Barstool, Ed, Red Ed. What should we call you?
I think you know why you're here. It's been a big story on Twitter all week. I got to ask you the question: what's going on with Caleb?
We'll see. Glad you asked. That's why I'm here. No other reason.
Exactly, nothing else.
Not that shit stirrer Beef Loaf, who I know that you guys behind the scenes and the people who are really close to the sun know that in a sense, Beef Loaf brought all this to the surface. So credit to Beef.
Well, I was going to ask you that too, Eddie, because I think this is something that now you share with me and my Suck Summer is that you could just be sitting there having a normal ass Tuesday and Beef Loaf throws out a tweet and your whole fucking day is fucked up. Yep. It's just all over the place. But I know,
might lose some friends because of it.
Hey, Shane Reardon texts you back finally
We're back
after a while. All right,
we're
good.
We're in the goods. We're in the goods. We're in the goods now. Yeah.
It was a pretty wild scene there, and I just want like Eddie, like how much of this do you put on Beef Loaf? Is like Beef, you fucked up my day.
I mean, he was the Beef Loaf lit the match. That's for sure. That's for sure. And Chuck Naso was the kerosene, and then
He really was. It's funny. It started though last week. You do an afternoon show. You're jumping on with Matt Spiegel, Ed, and I was excited because I had mentioned to John Greenberg I'd done a show about like who should replace Danny Parkins, and I brought your name up in there. And then fast forward 2 weeks later, you're doing the show, and so I'm talking to my man Baloney from the Chicago Sports Bums, and he's like, "Oh, did you hear the first segment of the show?" He goes, Eddie was great on Bear stuff, but there was this weird thing in the transition with Bernstein. And I was like, no, I've been in a meeting. So afterwards I listened. I listened to the whole show all the way through. I messaged you or whatever. And then I went back and listened to that. And I was like, holy shit, was that weird, And so I thought about it a little bit over the weekend. And I look at this message board called Chicago Fanatics, where they talk about some of the sports talk. And they were talking about it a bunch. And they put the picture up. That picture right there in the tweet-on show, and I remembered they had it in there. And so Monday, it was Tuesday morning, I guess. I'm like, I got to remember to throw this out there because it's so funny, and this is such a ridiculous thing. Like I didn't think so much of the like he's offending you thing. I just thought this is like super weird behavior for anyone to exhibit, and I need to make fun of it because that's what 108's about. We're making fun of everybody,
Right.
And so I put the tweet out there, and I throw it, and I go to work. And by the time I'm at work, people start retweeting it. And I saw Chuck retweet it, Chuck Naso. And then I saw him post the video. And then all fucking hell broke loose on the internet. Where are you at, like, when this is going all crazy and, like, everyone is retweeting the video, the 12-second video that he had?
So
This is where Eddie was with Angie Faith in a hot tub. Okay? This is what Eddie was doing when Loaf tried to ruin his life.
that was it. I was just,
That was it.
I was next to those big melons. Exactly. Listen, I had no idea that it would blow up to the magnitude of what it did. Who could, right? Yeah. I was driving to work and Chuck texted me. He's like, where's this Bernstein video? Can I check this out? And I had watched it because I went back and I scrubbed back because I wanted to see it for myself because I told this story before. So sorry if I'm repeating myself, but obviously new audience, whatever. After it all went down, obviously I was pretty confident that he was being a dick,
Right.
But I didn't have visual evidence because I didn't have any body language. I didn't have anything to go off of because it was a remote. But there was a stoolie who ran to the rally house, ran to the sporting goods store. And when we cut the break, he was like, man, fucking Bernstein. I was like, yeah, you caught that too? And he's like, dude, I recorded on my phone. And he was the first one to show me the facial reaction when he got off with Lawrence, And once he showed me that, it confirmed it, right? He's like, I came right here. I was so pissed off. I was like, oh, well, thanks for showing me, whatever. So I had all the time codes and I knew everything because I went back and I watched it myself. So when Chuck asked me, I sent him the time codes and he's like, oh, do you care if I clip it? I was like, nah, because the rule at Barstool, it's like, if you say no, then you just get caught up in a whole other ton of webs. Like you really have to care about something to die in the hill,
Okay,
right.
Of keeping it off of the
if you become known as a guy who like doesn't want their shit online, like I don't know, it's just not.
Well, because your job's online, right? Like just the whole job.
Just not how Barstool does business. Like, so if you want like to keep stuff, like obviously some stuff is private, but anything that's like, especially it was on the air. Like, how could I say no?
Right,
right.
It was there. It's public record. For the most
Exactly.
part.
I was like, sure, do what you want with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm like, people are going to see this. And then I get a text from Dave Portnoy, and he's like, who the fuck is Dan Bernstein? I was like,
oh, God.
Local radio guy. I think like he might tweet, it might end there. But then I get there and like Chief's like, you're just going to stay quiet, huh? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, Dave's going berserk right now. I was like, what do you mean berserk? He's like, no, dude, he's got like 5 tweets. Then I go through his feed and my jaw drops. And I'm like, oh shit. I run in a room, I make my video, and then kind of here we are.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Ed,
Go
about
ahead.
Dave supporting you like that. I've had a boss. It's my current boss, actually. And I've had him MF other people for me, outside parties, whatever, when he didn't even know 100% of the story, just totally have my back. And for me, I always felt like I love when my boss really has my back like that. Do you have that same feeling here in this situation? Or you think, well, this is just content and this is how it goes?
I mean, yeah, of course. It's a nice guy to have your back, right?
Yeah,
Well, yes.
He's a guy you'd rather have on your side than not on your side.
Exactly.
I think so.
That's just a fact.
Kind of how I look at Beef Loaf too. That's why we're friends. I don't want him on my bad side. No,
Yeah.
it was weird. And Eddie, I did it. I was like, he just put a bad joke out there and it just laid flat. And then I saw that video and the reaction and it sealed it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then you put out your video explaining the thing. And I was like, yeah, I mean, this is just odd. And it was a weird jux from how it felt when you were there live, because you're like, finally, you're being taken like very seriously as a guy to put him on an afternoon drive show in one of the biggest sports stations in Chicago and being invited in. But then for a guy that's on that station who you're doing a favor for to like motherfucking disrespect you almost immediately, and not for something that you did, for like just a perception of a company, was like, this is insanely disrespectful. And people were like, well, no, he can say what he wants. He's been here for 25 years. No, he can't. Fuck you. Like if it was a separate situation, sure. But you're doing a favor. I'm assuming you did not get paid by the score to do afternoon drive. Or
There
did
was,
you?
there was a little stipend, actually. So I will say.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So,
Yeah.
okay. So at least you got to take a little bit of shit. You had to take a little shit, but like you still shouldn't have been that much big of a dick.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just, it rubbed me the wrong way until I saw Shane retweet your explanation of what went down. And I was like, okay, this is what, now Shane and I are back together. We're good friends now, because I was like, I'm proud of you because he stood up for you. Not that he's not standing up for Dan or like, abandoning him, but like he doesn't like the behavior that Dan exhibited there. And it was wrong. It is totally wrong. You're a nice guy unless you're a dog. So like you should not be treated that way on regular.
Well, let me ask you a question on this, Eddie, though. Like, Dan's a dick in this scenario, right? But like, I mean, like, you work with a lot of people that are going to go a little bit overboard to make something that is, something that people are going to watch, something that people are going to talk about, right? Do you feel at all like from his side, it's like, I'm going to just go the extra mile on this guy. I don't really know him, and I'm going to hit him. And if this blows up, it's just more of me out there on the internet. That's good for publicity. Do you think that there's a part of it like that? And like, do you kind of understand it from that side?
Like from Dan's side?
Yeah.
I don't.
Or do you think it was just like pure animosity?
I don't think he tried to do
Oh
that.
no, I think it's pure animosity. Listen, here's the thing, guys, and you guys can confirm this, or maybe you can't confirm it. I don't know. Obviously, Barstool's a national audience. People who are jumping in is like, who the fuck is this guy? The audacity.
Yeah.
I expected nothing less, man. Come on, did that shock any of you guys for him to act like that? It's who he is. It's who he's been since he's always had that job. It's just a fact,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah.
Come on, like,
And he has always had
it's a personality.
And it is the personality, and it has been like since the early days, even the Boris and Bernstein days, when they would scream at callers and shit like that, like, and they would talk down to people. That was something I had Kevin Kaduk on the Ajou, and he was talking about like breaking away from the sports radio thing, and like they're doing something different. CHGO, he goes, they want to avoid talking down to the audience because that has always been the perception of sports talk radio in Chicago, and that fits right there. I mean, I kind of agree with that.
Yeah. A lot of those.
When he said, I was just like, par for the course, man. Like, this is who he is. That's just who he is, man. That's just who he is.
Speaking of the age and everything, I got to bring up this parallel because I thought this today. I was just sitting around. I knew we were gonna discuss this today. How much is Bernstein bringing back like Feach Lamanna vibes here, where he's just like the game's kind of passed him by. He's a little angry at the newcomers and just doesn't like how the content world is going these days.
Yeah, I think he's angry about a lot, man. I really do. You're right. At least I don't like. I can't confirm that. I don't know the guy at all, but
Yeah.
just his persona and the way he comes off is that's kind of always the impression I've been under.
It's weird.
Now, Beef, I think you had some ideas around mending some fences here.
I do. So you know what? If nothing else, I like to bring people together. People, say that I start shit and I'm just like,
You do.
this bad guy, and I create this tournament where everyone fights,
Just to
a
fight,
108
yeah.
tournament where they all fight each other. That's not really the fabric of what a beef loaf is. So I think there's a way to mend these fences and bring things
What
back
a
together. I
beef
got
loaf
3
is.
suggestions, Eddie, that I want to run by you that
Let's
maybe
do it.
could get Bernstein and the Barstool crew back together. Number 1. Dan Bernstein usually helps promote. He's usually like the host of a very popular charity poker tournament. How about the Barstool crew buys up a whole bunch of seats at this tournament and comes and is involved, and they give some money to the One Step that's Bernstein does.
I think we could have the exact dollar of what it would take to find the cure for cancer, and he would say no. I think that's how just bitter the guy is. I really do.
What if Eddie walked in and won that tournament?
And he's got to hold your hand up as the champ.
Yeah. I've actually I'm familiar with that charity. I have a friend who did stuff with it too. It's supposed to be a great charity. So good on him for doing that.
Yeah,
Never heard
absolutely.
that.
All right, number 2. Okay, so that one didn't work. Number 2. You run the bocce ball tournament every year, Ed. How about this? Next year, you host. You give Bernstein a free team entry. If he does not choose to accept it, we put a team in there. 108ers put a team in there, but we wear shirts that have his face on them to truly represent him in the group. How would that work?
Sure. I let's play bocce. I don't give a shit. It don't bother me none.
All right. That's
I think that one could work. I think that one could work.
No, number 3, and I kind of maybe stole this one a little bit. How about Barstool buys ads on the Bernstein and Holmes show? Ads that he can read. You guys together.
I want to say at some point the Barstool Sportsbook, when it was still alive, probably did ads on 670. I know they did on 1000.
I would say, wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, so
I saw a text chain that was tweeted out by Dante, who's on your guys' team, with a 670 person reaching out to him to advertise. Now that this all got hot, like he wanted, hey, why don't you put some money in here to advertise? Everyone's gonna be listening now. So why not?
Yeah, I feel bad for all the people at the station. Besides him, it's just, you're friends with a lot of them, a lot of good people over there, and they're kind of caught up in the shitstorm. And but that's the thing. Everyone's like, I'm in the middle of it, but I feel like I didn't do anything.
Right, exactly. You didn't do anything. Yeah,
You didn't do anything.
You're not really in the middle of it. You're just sort of an object of the situation here.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like, all right, I don't, dude. And that ASMR, I don't even know what they were talking about. So I was like, all right, I'm just sitting here. I'm just listening along.
I wasn't really following it either.
Yeah. Did you understand what they were saying?
Not really, no.
No.
I had no idea what that ASMR was. So I was like, oh, this sounds like some type of ritual thing. And I just wanted to, I want to get in the mix. So I just asked him if it was a horoscope. That's all it was. That's it.
It started. That was the Tinder.
Eddie, we want to be respectful of your time, but I think MSS had one last question for you before we go.
Well, I have 2, but I'm going to go to the first one's really quick. Who invited you to a wedding that didn't know your last name and just wrote Eddie Barstool on
Great
the
question.
invite?
Great
From
question
Barstool.
for the show. Great
And
question.
why doesn't Chief know your last name? I just don't know. I understand why he doesn't know your last name.
Listen, the low-key fact about Chief is he's got about a third of the aloofness that White Sox Dave does.
Oh, yes.
He could be a little
Out there.
Chewing bubble gum and looking at rainbows. He's got some of that going on. And I've told him that recently too.
That's good. Second question. Shouldn't Dave Grohl get snipped if he's going to go raw dog his side piece? I mean, the guy's 55. If you're going in there blasting loads in your side piece, you probably shouldn't get her pregnant, right?
All right, have you guys snipped?
No, but we should. MSS and
we all
done having
should be.
kids.
We all should be. If you guys have a
got a
sponsor
promo code
that
or
does
something?
it, give me a. Is there?
Who's the official snipper of Barstool?
Is there a code?
Hang on, we're not
Is there
coming
a
into the studio
code?
and getting it done there. Okay, a real doctor ad, not some
We can
fucking competition.
Snips.com/redline.
Yeah.
Come on, I'm telling you, if there was a Sniffed 108 episode, that would be unbelievable.
Listen,
No, thank you.
Jordan Perry could attempt some a challenge while we can see how many guys can get vasectomies during his challenge.
Think about it. The challenge would be who's got the strongest swimmers, like whose swimmers last the longest. Let's have you guys keep them all.
How about this? We all get snipped and we sit on a bag of ice and watch the Bears game with you, Eddie.
Right?
That'd be great.
With Shane in a Johnsonville brat fucking grill, Weber grill.
Yes, we need that. For
We'll
Shane.
feed him beers. He'll
Also,
be
how about
fine.
that fucking Lawrence's shrimp ad that My Sock Summer did?
Thanks,
He's
buddy.
good, man. He is good.
I'm good.
Are
Good
you
ad reader.
kidding me?
Yeah,
I
he's
know.
Sharp.
I couldn't believe it. That was
I
great.
got production skills and everything, kind of.
What's your go-to at Lawrence's?
What's my go-to? Well, bad story. They used to have a crispy shrimp sandwich. They eliminated that from the menu to put something else on there. So I don't get that anymore, but they'll make it for me if I ask, but I try not to be like the bougie bitch that I actually am. But yeah, just the regular shrimp. It's fucking delicious. Onion rings, but the French fries are delicious too. So anything
Eddie,
you get
we got to
there,
get you on the frog legs.
$5.
The frog legs are
oh, those are good too.
yeah. Those
And
are my
clam
jams.
strips.
Those are my
Clam
jams.
strips.
Bro,
are big
I'm a
one, too.
pound of shrimp, pound of scallops. That's what I got. I don't know what finish
so
it,
good.
although I usually finish it. But yeah, that's what I'm going to go with.
We'll bring you over there. You want to come over and have some Lawrence's fish?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, I've
shrimp?
had it before. It's a cool spot. Are they still 24 hours?
Yeah,
Yep.
on
Yes,
Canal
sir.
they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have so much respect for that. There's not many left anymore. guys.
Yeah, it's
no.
true. It's a dying breed.
I know.
Yeah.
Man.
They're
I
really-
definitely drive by there at like 2 a.m. and I'm like, I couldn't imagine working in there right now. That's got to be a fucking.
That's a brutal job.
That's got to be crazy. I remember going in there like when I was young and being like, it's like 2:30 in the morning. It's like just like
Give me some hush
the
puppies.
Wild West in there, and it's just like, and I'm like, I'm just ordering $100 worth of shrimp right now.
What's the lineup for the rest of the year? What if I were to come out to another game? Is there a big one you guys are planning or something?
This Saturday.
This
Saturday.
Yep.
And Eddie, if you want to come, we got tickets for you. So we're doing a big tailgate with the bums. Lawrence's is actually catering it, so it's going to be a bunch of free Lawrence's there. We're going to have a ton of beer. We're bringing
Whiskey,
the coffin for
knickers.
the funeral,
Yeah.
the season funeral. So like it's going to be a big deal. So if you want to come out, Eddie, just hit us in the DMs. We'll hook you up.
So I'm
Yeah.
actually tomorrow. I'm going to Des Moines to go to the Iowa City AAA Cubs game, or not Iowa City, Iowa Cubs.
Oh,
game.
nice.
That's right. You're going to sing the stretch, right?
I think so. They said originally. I don't know if they're still doing it, but that'd be unbelievable. If I
Nice.
could.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
You guys have something in there? Like, what's your bucket list? My Sock Summer. Like, you want to be serving the Cubans or something, or what's you got something like
Oh, in
that?
the ballpark?
Yeah.
In the ballpark, I've done the lineup card delivery. I've done a first pitch. Those are fun. I've said play ball at the ballpark. Those are fun. You know what I really, really want to do? I want to be the Eddie in this picture. I just want to be in a hot tub with some fresh talent. That would be fun. Just do a nice little interview, and just the two of us. No Glenny balls. Okay, we don't need Glenny balls over there.
You're intimidated by
He's-
Glenn.
he's
That's
fine.
what it is. You know?
No,
You're
I-
intimidated.
You know what I'm a big Illini football or a basketball fan. I'm a Husky football fan, like for real. I'm actually a graduate from NIU, but I would at some point like to be like do something with Illinois basketball. That would be fun. That's bucket list ish, because that stuff's fun. I just like that. I did get to go down there. I knew I had a guy that was a manager friend, so I got to go to an alumni game and I got to meet like Kenny Battle and Mark Liberty and all these guys. So that was really fucking fun.
That's
So,
cool. You guys
yeah.
have one?
I think we actually got to, at least for me, we got to live out one, which we got to do batting practice on the on the
Yeah,
field,
that
too.
was cool.
That was
a
really
good time.
awesome. My buddy in high school got to play on the field, so that was cool. I think if I had one left, like that, I was like, oh man, something I really wanted to do. I would love to sit and watch a whole game with Ozzie Guillen. I think that would just like, because he's like, me and Beef were out one night. This was back in the day.
It was years
and
ago.
and we're at Beer Bistro in the West Loop, and Ozzie Guillen lived not too far from there, and he was in there with a whole table full of people, and it's like a low table, not a high top. He stood the entire time and was talking to all people sitting down, and he just wouldn't stop moving. It was like Olympics on, but it was like the Venezuelan women's volleyball team, not like beach volleyball, just like regular ass volleyball, and he was going crazy for that. And I'm like, I will watch any game with that guy. I would love it. That would be something where I'd be like, like I'll do anything to have that experience.
Yeah, he's a man.
He's awesome.
What about you, Loaf? Come on.
I don't know that I really have anything. Like I like the first pitch that you got a chance to do MSS. I think I can do a much better first pitch than you
Probably.
or Wally Money or any of these guys. I'm more of an athlete, so I could probably get that done. But you know what? Something fun that's not seen. It's not really a showy thing. I'd love to blow off the fireworks for the home run. Like that would be kind of fun to like behind the scenes to like be able to like, yeah, let's light this baby up and hit those fireworks. That'd be kind of fun. But it's not, it's not. No one will see me do it. It'll just be like I got a chance to do it. It's fun.
What if they replace the fundamental section still going or no?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, but they took out Podsednik, right? They don't like he's not the guy anymore, right?
Who is it? Is it Luis Robert right now? Because it was Tim Anderson, and I think it's Luis Robert now. And they had to get rid of Tim for because he's not on the team. But yeah,
Maloney says someone tell Bossard let me mow the field. Yeah,
that would be cool.
That's cool. But imagine if they had a little 108 section out there at fundamentals,
Yeah.
A picture of you pulling the plumber's thing, there was
Eddie,
that'd be great.
To be 100% honest, the one thing I really want, it's not an experience. It's like I want a 108 bobblehead given away by the White Sox. Like that would be my biggest dream. I'm just sitting here looking at my guy, Frank Thomas, and I'm like, that's what you want, stupid. You have like 500 bobbleheads behind you. Why are you saying that you want to do anything else? That's probably what you want. And I would love that. I would like the three of us behind the foul pole, just hanging out in some seats, like as a bobblehead.
What about if the whole section had a different colored seat and like on the back it said, "You don't do the wave in this section"? Like that would be
awesome. And also nameplates on our seats. But our internet names, not our real names. I want my beef loaf seat.
I think that should be all season ticket holders. I think all season ticket holders should get a nameplate.
Should get their name on
their seat. I think for every sports team.
I'll write that down.
You're putting that much money, especially like in football, where you got like the PSLs.
Yeah.
Like
MSS,
you bought
tell Brooks, we want that.
You bought the license.
Just
to that
talk
seat?
to him tonight.
Your name should be on it, and you should be able to put whatever you want on there. You could have fuckface on there like Billy Ripken.
I like that.
Eddie, I did explain the situation with Dan to Brooks Boyer today on the phone. So like he knows, he's updated. And then
was he already aware of it, or he was like
he had heard something had happened. He wasn't aware of the exact. So he said, "What's the deal with that? Let me know." And so I told him. And then I gave him a little bit shit about the NIU Huskies beating his Notre Dame team at Notre Dame. So,
there is also one thing I'd like to clarify too that I haven't spoken on this at all. Yesterday I tweeted like, "Hey, thanks for everyone for stepping up and for having my back or whatever." And people are like, "Jesus, dude, you're acting like someone did serious harm on you." I never was offended. I never said anything about it. I'm just saying hundreds of people rushed to my defense. Like the least I could do is be like, "Oh, thanks for like thinking that highly of me," Like,
they did say that it was something I saw. They're like, "Look at these guys acting like they're fucking victims." It's like, no, he was treated like an asshole, and then his friends stood up for him and said, "Don't treat my friend like an asshole." And everyone's like, "Oh my God, look at this rage behavior on Twitter." I was like, isn't that what you do to everybody when they say something you don't like? You tell them, "I don't like that. Stop that." Come on.
People are like, "Oh my God, this guy's acting like he like sacrifices fell for the world." I was like, dude, no, I'm not. I just want to say a simple thank you for people who felt the need to be like, this guy's a good guy. You know what I mean?
Eddie, you are. I mean, like, so let's just be honest. How dare you call someone by their last name? And how dare you thank people? In this day and age.
God forbid.
Fuck me, right? Exactly.
So wrong.
Eddie, we've already kept you way longer than we asked you to come on, so we appreciate it, and hopefully we get to have a couple beers
come
soon.
Saturday.
Oh, we don't have a beer sponsor, so we're more than happy to drink Miller Lights with you.
I like that.
Yeah.
We will
great
talk to you
and
soon. But thanks a lot for coming on, and have a great night.
All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks again, Beef Loaf, you fuck.
You're welcome, Ed.
Thank you, Eddie.
Perfect. We got some drinks. Let's do the
catch
drinks.
up.
So
Catch up on
let's
these before we
see.
move on.
We got Schloss Poppy. He says, "Love the 108. Love Eddie. This is a good fucking night. Cheers."
Cheers.
Baloney says, "A good friend calls the score radio losers. I tend to agree. Viva." Cheers.
Thank you, Baloney.
Our guy Billy Wires. Billy, I want you to be ready for this weekend. We've got a request for you this weekend. So
Yeah, we do. I already let him know. I let him know.
Okay.
He's aware.
But he says Dave Portnoy is a tool.
Cheers, William. Thank you. Delicious.
All right.
Billy. Guess what time
I
it
think
is?
it's about that time, MSS.
Is it that time?
It is.
Loaf, is it that time?
It do be.
This is for you, Slim Mick.
Smash or pass. 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 Smash or pass.
It just gets longer every time we listen to it.
It's shorter for me.
I almost went to the bathroom. I was like, I got time. I got 4 or 5 minutes of this song.
I got time to take a dump.
Can you
while we
re-record
listen
it where
to
it's longer? Because to me, it's getting way too short.
You know what's funny
need more
is
of it,
if we made it like 3 seconds longer every time.
when
exactly, it just kept going and going.
when we come in Thursday nights before the show starts, usually I'm in here first and then Loaf comes in or vice versa. But like we won't go in the room immediately to talk to each other. We just kind of getting our stuff together. All of a sudden, I know when Loaf's ready to talk because he starts playing all the sound clips and then he hits the smash or pass. I'm just like, all right, fine, I'll talk to you. Let's go. Here we go.
I hit all the buttons to make sure they work. That's all.
That's true.
I got to bring up this comment. I'm not sure what Mrs. Beef is referring to. I don't know if it's
Jesus
the smash or
Christ.
pass
All right,
thing.
How dare you?
Watching Eddie or, something else, Beef.
Something else.
She said I was hoping for 10 more seconds.
You son
10
of a
more
bitch.
seconds to add to the other 20.
Just wait. I got more shit for you later, Teresi. Don't worry. I got more ways to shit on you later on in the show.
All right. Okay.
Thanks,
brother.
everyone. Good night.
All right. So, smash or pass. The idea is I'm going to give the boys a thing, and they're going to say if they're going to smash it or they're going to pass it. With the start of the football season being back, that means on a future Saturday or Sunday, you will be tasked, or maybe this Saturday, bringing an appetizer to a big drunken football watch party. And I want to see how you guys feel about some of the common snacks that people bring to a game with their friends.
Let me ask you, are you saying that we have to make it and bring it, or we have to eat it?
What are your thoughts? You come up to a table and you see this on the table.
Okay.
Are you going to eat it?
Roll.
Are you going to smash it, eat it? Are you going to pass it, not eat it? That's how we're going to look at it, okay? First up, pigs in a blanket. You got the little cocktail weenies with a little bit of like a croissant,
that looks like a pretzel
around the outside.
That looks like pretzel. That looks
you can
good.
do that.
It's
you
very
do a little.
It's very light and flaky looking. Yeah.
It's light and flaky, and they put a little of the rock salt on there, and you dip that in a little bit of mustard or some beer cheese. Cheesy. You smashing or passing the pigs in a blanket?
Well, I'm smashing the thing of mustard on the ground, and then I'm smashing these pigs in the blanket.
There you go.
They're
All
fine on their own. Those
Yeah.
those look delicious. I don't need to ruin it
No
with
condiments.
mustard.
There's no magic shell there from the dipping into MSS.
Dude,
MSS,
How dare you? How dare
much
you.
like Dave Grohl, I'm raw dogging it.
you're raw dogging it. Yeah. Loaf, you smashing or passing these little weenies? What's up?
Okay, so I have nothing against pigs in a blanket. However, if I'm at a party like this, there has to be at least 4 food items that are better than this. So I'm going to pass just on that standpoint. It's like when I go to a restaurant and I see something, I'm like, that looks pretty good, but it's the 5th option of things that I would order in this. So if I thought there was not other good food there, I would smash. But I think you got good food coming up. I'm going to pass on that one.
Okay, so it's kind of like not sponge worthy, right?
It's not spongy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like
not
I only
sponge-worthy,
got
correct.
so many of these left, right? I only got so much room in the belly. I'm not going to waste it on the pigs in a blanket because there might be something better. All right,
That's correct.
a little side fact, I used to make these for my girls all the time. You can get a thing of cocktail weenies and a crescent roll thing at Aldi for like under $5. I cried a lot when the girls were like, we don't like to eat these, Dad. Please don't make these anymore. Because I would eat 17 of them while I was making them for the girls. So it was like, they're great. They're easy to pop in and just make real quickly. They're awesome.
Poor guy.
It was really sad. All right, number 2. You know what these are. They're potato skins, but they're potato skin bites. They're little guys. So they're like a half. They're like a slice of potato with a little cheese, a little onion, pepper, and some sour cream. So it's a take on the potato skin, but a lot easier to make. Beef loaf. You smashing or passing these potato skin bites, baby?
MSS, I'm 100% smashing here. I don't need the sour cream. I'm not a big sour cream guy. If there is some on there, a little dollop, I can deal. But yeah, you need a little bit of starch when you're going to the party, a little bit of potato to ingest, because you know how 108ers do. We're going to be imbibing a lot. There'll be a ton of 108 going on. So I just need a little base there, and the potato and the cheese, absolutely perfect for that. Love the green onions. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. So good. Okay. Chorizy.
I'm grabbing every motherfucker in there that doesn't have sour cream on it.
Oh.
So it's a fight.
What do you got against sour cream, Chorizy?
Just don't need it. Just unnecessary.
Man. What about crema? Do you
Unnecessary.
like crema or no?
It's all unnecessary.
All unnecessary.
I'm
All
not
the
in on
same.
either.
Okay.
Either. I just don't. Yeah, it's okay. I don't crave it. Yeah,
So it's a smash. It's a smash without
smash.
the sour cream.
Smash,
Gotcha.
smash.
Smash.
There was pieces in there for me to smash.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah,
all
yeah,
over it.
for sure, for
I'm
sure.
all
I
over
don't
it.
think you want to put the sour cream on until right before you're going to eat it anyway. You don't need no warm sour cream on there. You need a nice little cold sour cream.
Baloney
It's
says these are awesome for exactly 50 seconds after they cool down a bit, and then they turn to ass. Totally disagree.
No,
I
that's
can
bullshit.
eat those things ice cold. I'll be
Listen,
honest.
That's bullshit. That's because you got the nasty ass sour
Baloney?
cream on top. It's fucking it up.
Baloney, we're on the cusp of ass eating season, so like those will be fine. Don't worry about it. We can eat those all year
Senor
round.
Sock says white people love sour cream, and then Billy Wire says I'm with MSS here. Damn a sour cream, you animals.
Yeah,
I
love
think
sour cream.
those
It's for the whites.
comments
It's for the
match
whites.
very
So
well.
love it.
Those comments.
I
We'll
love-
separate the
sour
table.
cream.
The non-whites can have the ones without sour cream. The white people can have the sour cream. That's
He can knock that down with a Heineken. I'll be drinking a Corona. We'll be all good. We'll be all good.
When we had dinner on Saturday and we were eating some flautas and there was like the crema was there.
Yeah,
I went to
I
go
didn't
get
have
it.
it.
I was like, oh, I love sour cream. And Wally Money was like, no, that's not sour cream. That's crema. And I was like, yeah, I know. It's basically, and he's like, it's a little different, a little more run. I was like, it's still fucking delicious. It's still delicious. I will still eat it. Don't worry about it. It's white and it looks like sour cream. I will eat it. It's fine.
That was a
All
great
right.
time. I very much enjoyed that. Timothy
Oh,
Maher
gosh.
says,
Very good.
first he throws the beer mustard to the ground. Now he's tossing sour cream skins. Treasy's not invited back to this party.
Big no
know what?
condiment guy.
Wow.
If it's a big condiment party, I don't want to be invited back.
Yeah, he doesn't like flavor. Despite loving
No, he doesn't
I
like
fear.
add-ons that have to
Doesn't like
they have to crutch your food to the table there. Like
you
has
like
to eat the regular
cocktail
food.
sauce though, right? You like cocktail sauce.
I won't throw it on the ground like I would mustard.
Do
But
you use it or no?
Not really. Like if
No.
if I'm getting Lawrence's,
Yeah.
I'm eating that shit. I don't need. I have a
He's raw
bag
dogging.
of food
He has
that
his
I'm
meat.
eating.
Yeah.
I don't need a hand to hold sauce. Fuck that.
Gotcha.
I'm all good. Let's go.
But the
Gotcha.
Lawrence's hot sauce is so good.
Well,
Hot sauce is so good.
It's true. I mean, it is so good. All right. Next up. No condiments, no sauce needed. Regular old Chex Mix. Now, in this picture, there is a goldfish in there. Pretend those goldfish are delicious but deadly peanuts. Like that will kill your friend that is allergic to peanuts. Okay. Because, the best Chex Mix has got the peanuts in it. So, like, I don't want the generic shit that you got at the store. This is a homemade with the peanuts. Okay. Treasy, you smashing or passing on the Chex Mix, baby?
I'm passing. Like I don't have a big problem with Chex Mix, but
Right.
it's basically starvation food. Like it's like, oh, there's nothing else here. I'll eat this, but like, I'm never going for it. Like I was, we were like I said, I was in like this all day meeting today, and like, so they bring in like the lunch and they bring in chips and stuff, and there was like the little bags of Chex Mix. No one ate those fucking things. You know why? No one's 4 years old. Like you grabbed a bag of everything else. Yeah. I'm gonna get you a whole bag of rye chips tomorrow.
I love those.
You just
Rye
fucking
chips are awesome.
tear them up.
You don't like rye chips?
I don't. You know what? I don't even know which ones they are because I don't give a fuck.
They're the brown ones, the very dark brown ones.
Barry says, Treasy, I didn't know you were such a picky eater.
Oh, yeah.
Barry, you have no idea. When we were kids, oh my
bitch.
God.
Oh my God.
He's not bad anymore, but when we were kids, holy shit.
He's figured it out. Loaf.
That's how I stay so skinny.
Loaf, you smashed your pass in the fucking Chex Mix, buddy.
Okay, I gotta lay this out there for you. At the beginning of the party, the Chex Mix is a huge pass. No one's eating it right away. No one wants it, right? You're going for the stuff, hot stuff or whatever, and all this. When you get to the end of the party, when you're 14 drinks deep, handfuls of the Chex Mix are going down. So I'm going to go pass, but the Chex Mix knows its place. It's the very end of the party. The ass end of the party is when everyone start shoveling at the end to soak up the booze. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's its spot right there.
Yep. No, it should. And then if you put the nuts in there, even better.
Billy Wire says, Treasy's sitting with my kids at holidays.
You know what?
Would love to be invited.
We'll tear it up, man. We'll get all the good food. Well, you guys
get in the pool.
Well, you guys slop on bullshit onto your food to make you feel better about how bad it tastes.
I get to see Treasy's hands going straight up, and he's like, "We got Jello. We got Jello."
Oh, baby, we'll crush that Jello. I will put a condiment on that. Cool Whip on that.
All right, number 4, Loaf, you're first.
All right.
Guess what? Your friend brought meatballs. You know, you put the meatballs in there with the grape jelly and the I think it's like chili sauce. This is actually a pineapple meatball thing. You gonna crush down? You smash or pass some meatballs over there at the football party?
I mean, this is a 1,000% smash. No matter what style of meatball, Swedish meatballs, we're getting a meatball. You got the pineapples in here. We're getting regular meatballs and marinara. Everything. Meatballs, I am smashing the fuck. I'm in on all this stuff.
Love it.
In fact, I might even be cutesy and use a toothpick to grab that meatball and put it in my mouth. Who knows?
Every fucking holiday, the first thing that's ready, because it comes in a crock pot and it's already ready to go. No one's waiting on the prime rib to get cooked, whatever.
Nope.
That shit is ready.
Meatballs.
You're like, you know what tastes good?
Go.
This frozen ass meatball that man bought at fucking, Jewel, and just like put in a crock pot all day. This thing's delicious. What's in this? What's in this exactly? And they're like grape jelly and some chili sauce. Treasy, don't break my heart, my guy. You smash and pass in these meatballs.
Oh, you got to go for the meatball. I'll tell you why. If you have made the decision that you're bringing meatballs to a party in Chicago, especially in Chicago, right? You're in Chicago. You're going, I'm going to bring meatballs to the party. You are bringing your fucking A game. Like no one,
There's
no one's bringing the frozen Costco meatballs to the party because they know that like if you bring the bullshit meatball, like you could be at an all Mexican party. It'd be everybody in the house is Mexican, and you bring out the bullshit meatballs. An Italian neighbor will sniff that shit out, come in and be like, "What the fuck is that? What are you doing? What are you doing here? They'll burn your house down." So like everybody in Chicago, you can't bring.
That's prejudice against Italians. I got to be honest on myself. I'm sorry about his prejudice against Italians there, right?
Well, I mean, unless you pay for the protection. Unless you pay for the protection. But like, if you bring a bullshit meatball, you bring like, could you think about it this way? You bring a bullshit meatball or bullshit sausage to someone's house in Chicago. I mean, you might never return. You like think about it this way, MSS. If you were coming to a party at my house and you were like, I brought tacos, and you brought those bullshit hard shell tacos to my house, you'd never be invited back. Everybody knows better than that. So like I know better. That's why a meatball. I see a meatball at a party. I'm like, this shit's gonna be dope. Someone's grandmother's recipe is in this thing right now. Yeah. I'm hammering it.
Exactly.
You put paprika in that. Yeah, no.
Senior Sock says
okay.
I'm chugging those balls. I mean, everyone's in there.
The
Tadahito, the
comments
party's
are going
good now.
off.
Smash, let's go.
Yeah,
they're all
Billy
over the
Wires
place.
smashing the fuck out of those balls. Senior Socks, Beer Garden Jim makes some solid meatballs. John Nava is like, smash, love some balls. Very bag of donuts, tough call on the balls. CJ is the grape. What? This ain't IKEA, yo.
Wait, we got one more comment. We need to.
Says when Jason Reddy comes over for Thanksgiving, his cock shows up on July 4th. Allegedly. White Sox Sal says it was among the Italians real greaseball shit. Bring real meatballs. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Treasy. Got to get the real meatballs in there, man. Homemade meatballs.
Oh, man. So fucking good. All right. Next up, after the meatballs, it's kind of like Chex Mix, but dessert. We got the puppy chow, which is peanut butter, chocolate, mixed with a Chex, like a rice Chex, and then they dust it with powdered sugar. Treasy E. You having some puppy chow?
What the fuck is that?
You never heard of puppy chow?
I don't know.
It's like
I don't think so.
I've never
not.
I've never seen these moldy ass checks before.
No.
What the fuck is going on here?
Here's what you do: you melt the
John Nava says, "The fuck is that? Charcoal?"
you melt the chocolate, you melt the peanut butter, and I think there's some butter in there. You mix it all together. Then you coat the Chex. The
Okay, I got one question. I got one
and then
question.
you dust it
MSS.
with some sugar. Yeah,
Remember that 5 meg that you offered me earlier? Have I taken that?
You're in.
If I've taken that, I'll probably eat the whole bowl of whatever this
so
shit
good.
is. But like in
They
general,
sell it at gas stations too.
in general, I'll tell you, like if I'm at like a party where we're all drinking and stuff, I'm not big on the dessert. I'm not big on the sweet things. Like I'm not probably gonna hit that. I know you're a slut for cookie cake, but I'm not really touching that. Like when I'm drinking, it's more savory than sweet. So like I'm probably not touching this. Now, if we're at like a kid's birthday party or something, and like we're not drinking, we're just hanging out for the kid's birthday party, and there's kids that might want some of that, I'd eat the whole thing and say fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. Man, it makes sense. A loaf. Smash your pass in that puppy chow.
Yeah, that's a pass for me only because I just feel like there's going to be a better dessert option. Like that is kind of like not for the beef. My dessert option needs to like, it's it's got to be more vibrant than whatever that's going on right there. I'm out. Yeah.
All right. So
people are not excited about the checks. Tadahito says back to check shit. Party's over.
Yeah. Sorry.
Timothy Meyer says all this check stuff. The next ad read's going to be for General Mills.
Well, now we all got that one friend that just doesn't know how to read the room, and maybe bring something that's a little bit different, right? And they're like, "Well, listen, they're gonna have this, and they're gonna have that, they're gonna have all the good stuff. I'm gonna bring something unique. Maybe somebody will eat it. The air fryer buffalo cauliflower bites." Loaf, you smashing or passing the air fryer buffalo cauliflower bites?
Man, I hate to be this guy.
Which is definitely in with like it's light ranch dressing that you're dipping it into. So
I don't even need the ranch dressing. I'm gonna smash here. I'm definitely a guy who would hit some cauliflower. It could get fragrant later though because the amount of farts.
Beef,
that's
why I'm passing. That's why I'm
got
passing.
me lined up. So many farts. Yeah, there's a lot of farts, and like it's gonna be fun later on, especially when a lot of the people clear out and it's just the fellas, and then it's just the fart game. I mean, like I have armed so much against you guys. You guys are fun.
The fart game.
This so much depends on whose house you're at. Man, like if you don't feel comfortable shitting at whoever's house this is, don't touch these. Don't touch these. I'm probably gonna pass on this regardless, but they don't look bad. I might like if I was like, oh, I heard this is a cool snack, I might make this at home sometime. Like it's fine. Like this is a dangerous game, man. You're playing. I mean, this is milkshake in Vegas beef. This is.
Hey, I like to gamble. I like to gamble, Treasy. Come on, let's go, baby.
This is a big. I don't gamble with my asshole, man.
The cauliflower
scary deal.
But you know what? It's a slow gestation period with the cauliflower. The farts come right away. The shitting is the next day away. So like
you don't know that.
It's fun. It's like air shit. That's all it is. We're not worried about a real shit. It's just farts. We're gonna be okay. All right.
It's just fun. It's
the comments are going crazy. Senior Sucks says, fucking Kier, man. What the fuck?
Exactly who I was thinking too, Senor.
CJ Lomans, pass, gas, that is. CD44, beef goes cauliflower, pigs in a blanket. Well, yeah, earlier in the game, I thought there was going to be good food out here. Now we're fucked. Everyone ate the pigs in a blanket because I passed on them. And now stupid cauliflower shows up. I got nothing else to eat.
Beef, you didn't realize that you were going to an all checks and cauliflower party.
I fucked myself. I made a bad choice early
I was smart, ate a bunch of pigs in the blanket. Now I'm not hammered. You're hammered and possibly shitting.
The website I went to get most of these, the dessert section was a bit lacking. It was mostly football-shaped brownies, and I was like, "This is lame. We need to mix it up with some puppy chow." I did not think about the checks things. Hopefully, General Mills is going to get us something. Oh yeah,
Jim says this party sucks,
and this is 100% what Jim would bring to the party for number 7. Loaf, you're going to go first on this one. Right. It's a pepperoni football, but underneath the pepperoni is actually a cheese ball. So if you're not familiar with cheese ball, it's like sour cream and I think and a bunch of stuff that with like cheese all mixed together. Then they coat it with they've covered it with little small pepperonis and then use like a piece of like mozzarella cheese that go over top of it to make it look like a football. Served with Ritz crackers, delicious Ritz crackers. Loaf, you smashing or passing the pepperoni cheese ball football?
Guys, I can't. I can't look at that. And maybe I have a Ritz cracker or two. I can't. I'm not touching that. I don't. First of all, those don't look like pepperonis.
Thank you, Beef. Thank you. That's exactly what I thought.
Okay, I've seen a lot of pepperoni in my day. That's not a pepperoni. I don't know what that little thing is. I'm not even. And then the Beef, I'm with you. I don't know what a cheese ball is even underneath.
There's many pepperonis.
No. Beef, all you need to know is that, like, you look at those pepperonis, the cheese underneath there is fucking bullshit. It's fugazi. That might just be an unwrapped thing of Philadelphia cream cheese. Like that's
what it is.
That's bullshit cheese. That's bullshit cheese.
I want to get a Ritz, but I don't want any of the Ritzes that have touched whatever that is. I'm not having any of those. My Ritz better be on the back edge of the plate. I don't want it to touch any of that. Big pass on that thing.
It seems I'm only doing it for formality purposes. Treasy, smashing or passing the pepperoni fucking cheese ball football.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take one Ritz cracker. I'm gonna peel that possibly mozzarella off the top, and I'm gonna eat that. And you can have the rest of that bullshit. That's ivermectin. That's not for human consumption.
Ivermectin. And ladies and gentlemen, that was
smash or pass. 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 Smash or pass.
I can tell you all the reasons why Mazda of Orland Park is the best place to buy your next car, but why not let an actual customer tell you about their experience? 10 stars. Showroom was immaculate. No hard sell tactics, no hurried sales pitch, very positive experience. Eric and John were professional, courteous, knowledgeable, and have outstanding customer service skills. Highly recommend this dealership. Want more? Here you go. Excellent customer service from the moment I stepped out of my car and up to the waiting room. Car was serviced and washed in half the time promised. Would highly recommend that Mazda owners consider going to Mazda of Orland Park for their next maintenance check and service. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
Oh man, we got to do a little White Sox talk.
Before we get there, Treasy, the fact that we ended with cheese balls, and last week we were talking about cheese balls as a nickname. Well, I got a DM from English Sox Colin, And he told me, and he doesn't want me to say what he does for a living or whatever. But on the job, about 10 years ago, another person on the job gave him the nickname Cheese Balls. And he said he'd rather be called a cunt than be called Cheese Balls. And I thought, this is fucking great. I love that we brought this up. And this motherfucker, they used to call me Cheese Balls. I'd rather have someone call me cunt than that.
You should go to
awesome.
Costco gas
That's
stations and
fucking
cut in
amazing.
front of me. Then, man.
That's fucking amazing. Oh my god! All right, guys, we're gonna do a little White Sox talk. Beef's gonna run it, but first we
It should
gotta,
be fun. It'll be fun.
I heard someone talk to the media today.
Chris Getz spoke to the media today.
I say, what did the man say on the stage? And he says, Pop, the man comes out and says these things. I said, well, what did he say? He says, Pop, he comes out and says some stuff. I said, what did he do? He says, Pop, he walks out and he goes, hello, suck this and MF and kiss my big black stuff and suck it and stick it down your mouth and suck it.
Wish he said those things. I think I said that every time you say that.
He basically did. He basically did say
Kinda. Some of these were a little out there. So I'm going to go through a couple quotes from Getz and maybe one special quote at the end. And I want to get you guys' reaction. The very first one. Chris Getz, he spoke to the media on Monday, September 9th. In quote, if you had told me we were going to end up flirting with the record, I would have been a little surprised. Now, if you had told me prior to the year that we'd ended up with over 100 losses, 105, 110, I wouldn't have been that surprised. My Sox summer, exactly what the fuck is this man talking about?
Okay. What's the record? 122? 121?
120 is the
would be the
current.
record.
So breaking it would be 121.
That's right.
Okay, so 121. So 11 games is the do or die in this situation?
He couldn't thread the needle, MSS.
Like 110, fine. 121, no, that's a little too much. Like, but also to walk into a season knowingly thinking there's a potential that we could lose 110 fucking games is just straight bananas to me. Like you can't say that. Like you can't at all say that.
Imagine putting a roster together and you're like sitting in your the boardroom like, man, we just put together a beautiful 110 loss team. Like, what the hell is this man talking about? Like the fact that he said this shit out loud, I was like, I know we want honesty from our people, but I don't want him to be that honest. I don't need that honest right there. That's a little too much for me.
This team is good for 50 wins. What the fuck? Why? Then why even play? Like, let's just sit it out. I mean, I don't know. That's ridiculous, man. That's too much.
The way, so like I jokingly put the gutter man up of like, I knew it was going to be bad. I did not know it was going to be this bad. But like, that's the first thing I thought of. But like, as I thought about this comment more, is that like, when you think about 100 loss team, it's actually difficult to lose 100 games in the major leagues.
Yeah.
Like, teams rarely do it.
That's everything going wrong.
Teams lose 100 games probably less often than teams win 100 games in most seasons. Yeah. So they tried to do this? Like this, like the this is like Rachel Phelps shit. Like this just feels like they like looked at the roster and they were like, we could lose more. Let's see if we can figure out how to lose. I want 100 to 110 losses. Let's have that. This is the team I'm looking for. Like, holy fuck. Like, did they look at Paul DeYoung and go like, oh my God, you are fucking things up right now. You shouldn't be hitting like this.
Get rid of you immediately.
It's wild. It's wild that they like that you would put together a team. Yeah. And even fucking consider that it could lose 100 games. You should, every GM that loses 100 games should be like, here is the laundry list of things that I could never have predicted that leads to this. And he's like, yeah, 100, 110. We totally thought that was probable. But now what's surprising is being 11 games worse than that. Yeah. We could have never seen that coming. Like, it is outrageous. Like, I don't even know. Like, when you walked into this team and said, I don't like this team, I didn't realize you meant it should be worse.
Too good right now. We gotta go the other direction.
I don't like this team. There's guys on here that should be starting on a real team.
Every GM that loses 100 games, they should be forced to eat that pepperoni cheese ball football.
Oh my God.
And you can't leave the room until you eat it.
You have a choice between that or the cat poop that Ron Burgundy ate. Only two options. You can't delete your Twitter over this. You got to eat it.
Both must
Not
be
on
in
a
a
solo
solo cup too. Yeah.
Okay, you're obligating. All right, that's fine. That's
Obligation, because it doesn't fall on the ground and then you get away with it.
That's how you protect it. That's
You have
that's
to
a
have
good
it
call
in
there.
your hand. Yes.
Getz's next quote. This is the cards we've been dealt at this point. You try to make the best of it, and it's an opportunity to embrace the situation that we are in. Treasy E, who does he think the dealer was for these cards?
Does he have amnesia? That's the only. Did he recently take a railroad spike through the head? Like, it's the only thing I could, because Beef, let's imagine that he takes no blame for this year of being the GM. Like, he's just like, you know what? Coming into the season, these are the cards I was dealt, and this is where it's at. Motherfucker, you've been with the team for a long ass time.
That's right.
You've shuffled this deck
Right.
so many fucking times. You dealt most of the cards already. It's like it's unbelievable to have this lack of self-awareness. This is like
It's totally insane, right?
this is like imagine you're at the bar and your wife is standing up at the bar and she's trying to just get a drink and some guy walks up to her and starts hitting on her. But you look at the guy and he had visibly just shit his pants. This is the audacity that he has saying this. It's like, you have been in charge of developing these players for like 7 years? You get the GM job saying that you're going to turn it around quick, and you produce the worst team in modern baseball history. The last team that was this shitty, the owner owned 2 teams and traded all the good players to the other one. Like,
That's the only way you can do it.
that guy, he got the cards that were dealt to him. That GM, he got the cards that were dealt to him. You had every opportunity to just make this team a 90-loss team. Which when we walked into the season, Beef, we were on the mid-show, I said, you know what? I think this could be a 90-loss team.
I rewatched it the other day. I was thinking, wow, we were way off.
I'm fucking 30 games off. And this motherfucker's out here like, well, what could I have done? What could I have done about this?
You're the only guy who
No,
could
you're
have done
the
anything.
fucking GM. You con Jerry into this job. Con him into $30 million fucking dollars to buy some real players.
I think Treasy has kind of said it all, and I don't really know what I can add to this other than just that, like, you're like, how do I make this better? And it's like, there's an infinite amount of ways, and one of them involves spending money, and you're like, nah, we're not doing that. We're just it's not gonna happen.
That way is closed off. We can't.
That's just not an option. So
MSS,
we just
it's-
have to
it's-
hope
hey,
and
Have some of
pray.
this checks mix though. We have it left over at the end of the party.
It's Ned Flanders' parents. We
Right.
tried nothing. We're all out of ideas.
Man. It's just I don't get this quote at all. It's too much because it's you're trying to get some sympathy for something. You're the one that put yourself in this situation. You can't get sympathy. You can't get sympathy.
There
here.
is a little bit of, he was forced to cut payroll. Yeah, he was stuck with certain players who have done almost nothing. But you can't go out there and do that. Like I agree with you, MSS. You can't go out and try to get sympathy. This shit
No.
is what it is. You wear that shit, man. You are in charge, motherfucker. You can't act this way. Like,
And Loaf,
you're acting like a bitch, in my opinion. You
jump-
can't act like a bitch.
let's not call somebody a bitch. But
I said he's acting like one. I'm not
acting
saying
like
he
a
is one.
But I'll say this too: is it's not like you can claim ignorance what the job is going to be like. You've been there. You know what the job is like. You've seen everything. You know who you're working for. You know the limitations that the previous administration faced. Like, you can't come in and go, well, I had no idea he wasn't going to spend money on people. I had no idea that
I am
we were going
shocked.
to get the car all the way built and then say, you know what? We don't have a fucking engine. What the fuck? How are we going to do this? It's like, go push it to the top of the hill and see what happens. You know, it's just like, come on, man. I mean, this is, you knew too much to be all of a sudden start claiming, well, you know, that's just the way it goes. It's not. And it shouldn't be, and you know it's wrong. And I wish you could say it, but you can't say it because you need this job. So, but yeah, no, don't say shit like that. That just drives me crazy.
I think MSS was trying to say,
Like a fucking bitch, a weak bitch.
Pretty much. That's what he meant to say. Next up, this Getz quote. He says,
Oh
"Yeah,"
Lord.
and this is answering. After he had just fired a bunch of pro scouts, he says, "Yeah, we'll be adding. It's never easy moving on from individuals that that work in our organization have been here for a stretch of time. With that being said, we're looking for ways to improve us for the future." And we're going to look for individuals that can help build out a process and allow us to go out there and make sound decisions and develop these guys both at the minor leagues and major league level. Teresa E., my question for you is Chris Getz getting rid of the scouts, basically getting rid of all the guys that were juiced in like Don Ward and Casino? Is this getting rid of all the friends of Kenny Williams and all the friends of Rick Hahn and getting them out the door? And basically, as he gave no, they did a great job while they were here. He said they worked here for a period of time and got them the fuck out. Is that how you read this?
Yeah. I mean, like, so two things here. Like, I feel like, and we've talked about this a little bit, especially with Marco Patti. We talked about this, is that like it does feel like he had a larger list of cuts that he wanted to make in the org and was not allowed to, and now he's,
Now he's
this
getting
season. This season, it's kind of easy to make the case.
Yeah.
I mean, just like we would make the case for him being the fuck out, but like,
Correct.
like this is manager speak right here. This is like the you're going to your employees and saying like, hey, we had to let these people go, like this group of people go, and like there's two ways of that. Is like, oh, things are just not going well. We gotta cut back, and we're losing some people that we really like, and like it's unfortunate. It's just the way that this business goes, right? Or you say something like Chris Getz said, which is basically him going, fuck these guys. They all suck. I'm finally getting to get rid of them, but I'm going to say it in the most professional way I can without giving them any fucking kudos whatsoever. And like, that's what happened there. Like I've seen in the corporate world, I have seen this statement a lot. And like, it's always on some motherfucker that was not doing shit. Like there's never been a hard worker that got that statement.
That one exactly.
Yes. Now, does that, Treasy, I ask you this, and you can add in too, Loaf. Does that make you happy? Because when Pedro left, he did not say, hey, thanks, Chris Getz, or did not bring him up whatsoever. Like, He didn't say that. So he was spiteful, and it kind of blew my theory out of the water that Getz had picked this guy and then kind of like brainwashed on into hiring him. Is this another one where he's like, no, fuck you. You sucked, and I'm not even gonna be pleasant when it comes to the media. I'm just gonna say you've been here and now you're not here. Like, does that give you like, is it good? Is this a changing of the guard? Are we gonna be mean now and just like go full villain or what? Does that make you happy?
I mean, I think at this point, Getz realizes that he's got to be a little more cutthroat with this. So like, he's been ruthless basically since he got the position.
Yeah, which
is what I like about him. What I don't like about him is all these losses that are piling up here. Because like he should be able to field a team that's not so horrible. And I'll probably give him all again this year. Like a lot of people are real going in on him.
Yeah.
I have not been yet. But, like I like the clearing of house, but it's also like field an actual fucking team. Like what the fuck?
The thing is, though, Beef, here's the problem I have with it. And, like, I get the direction he's going here. And the direction he's going is saying, like, look, we're not going to have any money to do anything. So I need to start building up things in the Dominican. I need to start getting better scouts, whether that be scouts that are just reviewing video and being very analytical and finding players all across the country, or if he's actually going to deploy new scouts throughout the country. But that all points to, don't worry, it's on its way. We're building something special here,
Right.
right? I mean, like, and like, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know if I could handle that. I don't know, like, if I could handle like another motherfucker going like, just wait 5 years, guys. This is like,
it's the wrong audience for that, even though that is probably the reality of it, right?
So Ralph Waldo brings something up, and it's something I was just going to say to what you just said, Chirizi. He says changing the minors and international signings is a good thing, right? And yes, while he is saying some of the same shit that we've heard before, he's actually doing some actions. I don't remember Rick or Kenny firing anybody in the front office.
Here's the problem.
It was only hiring and promoting. That's
here's
all
the problem I have. And I agree with Ralph. The change in the minors and international signings is a good thing. But what has Chris Getz shown you that makes you think that he should be in charge of that?
That's level 2 to that decision, right? It's like, okay, you finally did it. You ripped the Band-Aid off, but are you the right person to be making that decision?
But now Chris Getz is in charge of all of these things that like rebuilding the relationships in the Dominican is on Chris Getz. You know, rebuilding the entire U.S. scouting program, it's on Chris Getz. Rebuilding all the idea of like player evaluation on Chris Getz. Like, all of that rolls up to him.
That's good.
And like, I want to know what he's shown you that you're like, this is my guy. We're gonna do it. And you were gonna trust him to do this over a period of let's call it 3 years. Let's even call it 3 years. Like, are you giving him the benefit of the doubt until 2027? Like, are you? Like, why are you? If you are?
Do we have a choice?
Well, see, that's
no. You don't have much of a choice, right?
But like, that's kind of what I'm going to say, Loaf. It's like we're not going to get the most qualified candidate to come in to take over this job. We know the limitations, and we're fucking podcasters up the street from the ballpark. People that are inside the industry have to know the limitations when you take this job. We're not getting the best candidate. You know, they're like, oh my God, I can't believe they didn't go out and hire somebody really good. Somebody really good's not going to come in. Theo Epstein's not going to come in.
I disagree with
if you don't give them the fucking checkbook and say, here, go ahead and fix it. And I'll take $300 million and we'll fucking fix it. Because that's what they did up north.
I disagree.
That's not going to happen on the south. It's just not going to happen.
I disagree that you can't find someone good. Because
but you're not going to. I don't think you can't find somebody good. I don't think you're going to find somebody that's proven they can do it before.
Right. Someone that we would all recognize as like that person's great at this. I agree with MSS. It would be some other underrated person that you're like, oh well, I don't know about this person kind of.
You would have to,
but you know what?
You'd have to.
I know about this
about
person.
A guy that's new that we don't know anything about.
But this guy, we do know some stuff.
I know quite a bit about this person now. He assembled the worst team in modern baseball history.
Well, and that's true. And then you like, so yeah, now we know that. We didn't know that before though, when he got hired, we also don't know. Yeah, I know. I get it. But I think
I know it right now. And what I'm saying is like, you may say like, hey, you don't have another choice, but I do have the ability to say, I don't trust this motherfucker to do this. Yeah. So, and that's all I'm saying is like, yeah, I will continue to watch this team. It's my sick addiction that I have.
We have problems.
But I will also try and look at this objectively and say like, why should I trust this motherfucker to do this when he's shown me that what he's been able to do is not develop anyone through our minor leagues and assemble the worst roster since like what 1896 or something. So like, and as noted, a team where the owner traded all the good players to another team.
That was the that was
The
that was
Cleveland
mode
Spiders.
right there.
Cleveland Spiders.
Ralph Waldo again. He says gets hired Bannister.
Yes.
Look, if he's at least league average in hiring some of these people in the front office and to turn over the international scouting and everything, the White Sox will be in much better shape than they were in. But as Treasy's mentioning, we cannot trust that will be the case. Getz was a good hire, but our bullpen still sucked ass.
Bannister
so
was a
there
good
is.
hire.
Bannister was a good hire.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Bannister was a good hire. Getz hiring Bannister was good,
Yes.
but the bullpen was still terrible. And so who knows?
The bullpen was terrible, but there does seem to be some good returns on starting pitching, like starting up. And I'm not even going to give him credit for Garrett Crochet because I think that just happened. But there's other guys that are coming through. The Fetty signing and this other stuff, I think was fine. I'm just not willing to be like, oh, this was a perfect hire. I just think we've seen some good returns. I think the other stuff's going to take a little bit longer.
We have one bonus quote, and that's from the chairman, Jerry Reinsdorf. And he said, everyone in this organization is extremely unhappy with the results of this season. That goes without saying. This year has been very painful for all, especially our fans. We did not arrive here overnight, and solutions won't happen overnight either. Going back to last year, we have made difficult decisions and changes to begin building a foundation for future success. What has impressed me is how our players and staff have continued to work and bring a professional attitude to the ballpark each day, despite a historically difficult season. No one is happy with the results, but I commend the continued effort. I expect to have more to say at the end of the season. My Sox summer, is there anything truly meaningful in what the chairman said right there?
I hate every single word of that. And this is it is not because I don't like that Jerry just misspoke or whatever, but it's like, don't tell me that you're impressed with the way these guys have shown up. You're being paid money to be there, and these players are being paid good money, and they should be there. Like, they should have a good attitude when they come to the park, even if their situation sucks. Like, I get it. I get it's hard to do that, but it's also like, listen, we've all worked shittier jobs for way less pay, and we fucking showed up, and we still did a fucking, maybe we did a bad job, but like, these guys are doing a bad job and getting paid very well to do it. I don't like pushing off of the, it goes without saying that we're not very happy with this. It's the same with Getz, and these are the cards we've been dealt. You can control every single aspect about this. If you want your fan experience to be better, you could get fucking metal detectors that people can just walk the fuck through and not have to ask the guy 7 times to take the goddamn cell phone out of his fucking pocket, and you just let them get through, okay? There's things that you can do that would make things better without having to prove anything on the field, right? Like, your fan experience, I don't think it's as awful as some people think it is, but it's not great. When it's on a Tuesday night and half the fucking lanes are closed, the upper deck's closed because you're trying to save money, that doesn't make me think, you know what? I want to spend more money at this park, because they're shutting it down for the season while I'm still coming to the game. It drives me bananas. So if you seriously want to show me that you love me and that you appreciate me, do these things. Make it better. Make the parking better. Get people in the lots easier. Make sure I get a fucking giveaway that I want without having to hassle so many people.
There it is, Tracy.
No,
it's
not just that. But it's just like
always
Jesus Christ.
always comes back to
It always comes back to that. Yeah.
No, it's not that. But it's just Jesus Christ. I mean, we don't need fucking ridiculous lines in our Lord's year of 2024, and we're gonna have them in 2025 too. Like, figure the shit out. Like, just do these things on the backside. But don't tell me, oh, we're all really disappointed on the on-field play, but I'm really proud of our guys for showing up every day and collecting their check. Go fuck yourself. Like, it's just too much. Sorry.
Teresa, anything to add there?
Yeah, I mean, fuck Jerry. Like, he's on Shannon Sharp's IG.
Man, that was hot.
The only thing that Jerry could say, like, when Jerry says, "Oh, I'll have more to say at the end of the season," the only fucking thing that he could say at the end of the season that I would applaud would be as if he comes on and he says, "I sold the team." If that happened, I would be like, "Oh, great. Jerry, right. I'm glad this was enough to make you sell the team. This was then I would turn around and go like, Chris Getz, good job. You fucking Rachel Phelps'd him right out of here.
You can stay for one extra year just because of this, even though we don't think you qualify for this job.
I'd take it. I'd take 100 loss season after this season if the owners differ. Like that's fine. 21 game improvement. We will lose 106.
You know,
Respect.
Baloney's put it in there too. PS Sox Fest is once again canceled. And I've been
No
seeing
way. They're never gonna drop that bag.
they
Not
can't
this
do
year.
this. This is way too much money. You're gonna have 25 years of or 20 years of
20 years.
05 memories, and then you're also it's just gonna be a big thing. But it's just people are going to complain and they're like, oh, they're not going to come out there and take the heat from us. You know what? There's not a lot of organizations that do. So like, I don't know, like we're not in the early 1900s where people would stand in the stands and throw tomatoes at the people when they were on stage, when they were explaining local politics. Like that just doesn't really happen
Maybe
anymore.
we
Like,
should.
it's,
I don't know.
I mean,
I
get
will
it.
say,
but it's just,
I will say that we will probably do a post party to this Sox
The
Fest.
Sox Fest, yeah.
It's pretty much locked down, so like we're gonna do it, but
Yeah.
please bring tomatoes and hit my Sox summer.
no. Put them in a box because I'm a tomato
Bring
on the
limited
sandwich
amount
guy.
of tomatoes for them to throw at us. I think that's a good idea.
Throw
Unlimited.
Throw the
Unlimited
burrata
amount.
at me and beef, but throw the tomatoes at my Sox summer.
Let's hit
Oh.
this drink before we get out of the segment. Jazel, he says, make it worse. So thanks,
We'll
Jazel.
see.
I
We'll see
love
Freddie
Freddie Garcia.
Garcia
Thank
over
you.
there at Sox Fest.
I'm not forgetting about Freddie Garcia. I'll tell you that much.
No one would.
No one will forget about him that day.
Beef, you done over there?
Yes, sir.
I think he's breaking up. He's like fucking Herbie Hancock over
he's
there.
very far away. He's very far away. That's the problem. But it is time for thank yous and GFYs. My Sox summer. Who are you thinking of GFY?
Thank you. Preemptive thank you. Going out to our friends, the Chicago Sports Bums, and our sponsor, Lawrence's Shrimp, for providing the food, and for the Sports Bums for providing every fucking thing else to make this party go down. There is no thing that I like better than going to one of their tailgates because I don't have to do anything other than send out a couple emails to make sure that the food gets there. So we appreciate you. We appreciate Lawrence's going to take care of everybody on Saturday, and we hope to see you all there. So come through. Also, thank you to this guy. His name is Eddie Barstool, and yeah, we like that guy.
Beef. Who are you thinking or GFYing?
I'm going to thank John Greenberg and Zach Meisel for the feature in The Athletic about White Sox fans. I thought they did a great job of bringing the realities of being a season ticket holder up for a team that's lining up for the worst record ever. So kudos to them. And last but not least, R.I.P. Jimmy Brunke. All of you who are in Bridgeport,
Oh, man, yeah.
BCA people, you'll know who I'm talking about right there. A staple of BCA sports back in the 90s when we were 80s, 90s when Trees and I were kids. Good man passed away. So just want to say R.I.P. there.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
I'll have a drink to Jimmy. What a great
Let's
dude.
do it.
I'm also doing a little RIP here for one of the greats, one of the absolute greats.
Yes.
James Earl Jones passed away. I mean, like he's obviously Prince Akeem's father. He's Darth Vader. But he's in two of my favorite baseball movies of all time, and that is the Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings and The Sandlot. And yeah, it's just sad to see him pass. He lived a long life. He
Was
lived a full life.
93 or something, right?
Yeah, like just incredible. Like you start to look at like the stuff that he's been in, and it's just like such a outrageous career. But always sad to see someone like that go. And I just want to give a little thanks to him because I think a lot of his movies have put a smile on my face over the days, and I think he deserves at least that. But with that, fellas, it's about that time. I will say, the Sunday Soak is back this weekend for
It
the
is.
last time of the season, and it's an all question show, baby.
Yes.
It's an all question show. So So get ready with the questions. Beef will be dropping the tweet tomorrow. And we got Arjun says, can I get a happy birthday in the chat? Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday, Arjun.
my friend.
You know what? I'm going to give you, just for Arjun, we're going to get the Greg Hogg outro. That's just for you. That's for you, buddy.
Greg Hall, the mighty